Have you ever typed something in a search bar and your app starts lagging or spamming API calls? Or clicked a button multiple times because of lagging issues and somehow got charged twice? Yeah, that's exactly what we're fixing today. Today we're going to understand two very important concepts in JavaScript: debounce and throttle. At the end of this video, we will also compare and see the difference between the two. Let's start with a simple scenario. Suppose you're building a search bar and you make an API call every time the user types. You type H, E, L, L, and O. So for just one word, you made 5 API calls. That's expensive, slow, and it overloads your backend. What we actually want is to wait until the user finishes typing and then make just one API call. That's where debounce comes in. Debounce waits for a short delay after the last action, and only then runs the function. Let me walk you through the code. First, we create a variable called timeout. This stores the timer. Then we return a new function. This is important because this function runs on every keystroke. Now the key part, every time you type, clear timeout cancels the previous timer, so nothing runs yet. Then we start a new timer. Only if the user stops typing for that delay, the function finally runs. Some other use cases of debounce includes auto-suggestions and input validation. Now let's look at another problem. Suppose you have a Buy Now button, and the user clicks it again and again and again. For one purchase, you just triggered multiple payment requests. Not only is that dangerous and expensive, but also create duplicate orders. What we actually want is to allow the click, but limit how often the action runs. Maybe once every 2 seconds. That's where Throttle comes in. Throttle makes sure, no matter how many times an event happens, the function runs only once per time interval. Let's break down the code step by step to understand how it works. First, we create a flag called isBlocked. It'll keep track of whether the function is allowed to run. Then we return a new function. This runs on every click. Now the key part. If isBlocked is false, then we run the function and immediately block further clicks. Then we start a timer. After the delay, we allow clicks again. So even if the user clicks 10 times, only one request is sent every few seconds. Some other use cases of Throttle include scroll events, resize events, and rate limiting actions. Now that we understand the two concepts, let's compare them side by side. First, when does the function run? In debounce, the function runs only after the user stops the action for a specific delay, but in Throttle, the function runs at fixed intervals, no matter how many times the event happens. Second, where do we use them? Debounce is commonly used in things like search inputs, where we only care about the final action. Throttle, on the other hand, is perfect for button clicks, scrolling, or resizing, where we want to control how often something runs. Lastly, behavior-wise, debounce cancels the previous calls made before the delay is finished, and Throttle makes limited calls based on the fixed intervals. So if you're learning front-end or preparing for interviews, hit subscribe, you'll enjoy the next one.